Okay, so we're going to add a drum fill in this section here. And I could throw it into the drum rack, but I want to keep that sort of clear as our main sort of percussion-y stuff, and just want to sort of make a separate track for it. And I'm going to use Impulse, just because it's a bit quicker. And I'm just going to throw in a few different snare sounds. And what we're going to do is just create a MIDI part. And we want to start our snare off pretty slow. Just going to solo that and get the balance of these right. A lot of Dutch house stuff tends to have quite sort of deep snare fills, so you try pitching your snares down a bit. And we can just sort of duplicate these up. And I'll maybe just make this one a bit longer. Just add a bit of variation at the end of this maybe. So rename our track. And then I'm going to create another MIDI part, and I'm going to assign this MIDI part to our impulse as well. And on this track I just want to create, using this sort of sound, another sort of snare, just a bit more variety. And this can run alongside our other snare as it builds up. Call this fast snare fill. And then what we can do as well, just to tidy things up, is select our whole snare fill here and consolidate. That just makes it into one part that's a bit easier to manage. And then we've got those two parts there. And then what we can do, let me just quickly rename this. And then what we can do is add a filter onto our snare fill. We want it just to sort of be filtering up a bit as it increases. So put frequency on. Turning the volume down there. I've just noticed it's sort of peaking just out of the back of that. Shouldn't matter too much, but just sort of to tidy it up. So that's sounding pretty cool there. And I think that's mainly all our sort of risers done. We'll copy this to our second build up. I'm just going to make sure our auto filter sort of comes down. You can hear it sort of jumping down there. We don't want that. And one thing I'm just going to do quickly is with our chords, we want to keep this sort of lead line going on the same trajectory as these chords. So let me just dial into that. I think we maybe just need one note. So we'll try this start section here. Oh. And I'll just bring that note up. That should extend right the way across. If I leave it up. What we're going to do as well is just this driving lead line. We're going to have it sort of coming in earlier and sort of rising in volume. Now, what I don't want to do, I've sort of been trying to leave a lot of the mixing and volumes to the end, but for this, I want to add some sort of volume, but I'm going to do it actually in silent, I think, and use the main volume in silent, because I want to try and leave all my sort of main faders unautomated, and this just really helps with mixing at the end. Just means you haven't automated any of your faders, and it means that you can go and sort of actually adjust levels a lot easier on your main mixer without it affecting automation and turning automation on and off. So if you want to leave your mixing to the end, which I'm really trying to do in this tutorial, then you should try and automate other volume controls as opposed to your main ones. It just means you've got good control of your mixer faders at the end. So I'm going to go into silent, and I'll have to assign this as an automated parameter. So configure, and just click the volume. So we're able to automate the volume, but then we've got our main master volume, which we can play with later. And likewise with the chords. The chords aren't such a big deal because they're in a group. So let me see. Yeah, I want the whole chords to be sort of coming down towards the end there. I'll maybe just filter them. So there we go, we can sort of hear that sort of fading out and the other one fading in. So that's sounding pretty cool. And then we can copy those chords over to our main section with our automation and all intact. Should copy across with the automation. Yeah. And we'll do the same with the pitch lead. Okay, so that's sounding pretty cool. So we have pretty much left as much mixing as we can to the end, And we're going to now start thinking about doing that. So in the next few videos, we'll start looking at sort of tidying up the overall sound of our tune. I'm pretty sure we've got almost all the main parts in, and now it's really just time to sort of get it sounding better.